I'm sure you've heard that you should do your Kegels. And I have to disagree. It's not necessarily that Kegels are a useless exercise. For some people, they can have their place when building up specific strength, but that's what they're good for building up very specific strength in very specific muscles. Now, the pitfalls with this is that in order to, even like the goal for me, I would have a larger goal. So I would want not just to build up those specific muscles and specific strength in that area. I want to have a whole body that communicates well, that handles pressure well, a diaphragm and a core that speak together, that respond to loading, good posture, good support musculature in my whole body, right? You're not doing that with Kegels. That's one. But the other thing is that the pitfalls with Kegels is that in order to even be able to contract that musculature, you have to be able to know where it is. And even knowing where it is, you have to be able to localize it and you have to be able to activate it. So a lot of people struggle with even being able to have contact with that area or being able to create a proper lift or a proper contraction. So there's a lot of things here that could be possible pitfalls and could make it difficult for you to get any benefits out of Kegels. Some people have no contact at all. So after giving birth or even after an injury, lose complete contact with their pelvic floor. And then how can Kegels be the answer if you can't find these muscles that you're trying to activate? So what we work with in the reset and the techniques that are so incredibly unique, it's that we work with the entire support musculature in the body in order to also activate the core and pelvic floor. And what we're really trying to do, more so than just create this strength in the specific muscles in the pelvic floor and really work that up. What we're trying to do is create a communication, a collaboration between these muscle groups. So I went through this in the function assessment, but I just want to kind of really communicate how important this is. What decides whether you have leaks or pressure or pain in your pubic bone or in your back, in your lower back, in your pelvis? If you have diastasis recti that is very protruding and you can really see, you kind of feel like you look pregnant, even though it's been a while, maybe even years since you've had your baby. What decides that is not weakness in your pelvic floor or weakness in your core musculature. It's the fact that these pressure systems in your body aren't communicating properly. So we have our diaphragm here, and we have our pelvic floor and core musculature here, and they are designed to collaborate together during the day. Every time you breathe, every time you laugh, every time you speak, every time you jump, every time you run or lift something heavy, they're reacting to each other. So if there's tightness, if there's imbalances, if you're out of alignment, which means these planes are not parallel to each other, right? This can really affect how your body handles pressure and handles pressure distribution. And that can really give you symptoms of prolapse, of leaks, of pain, etc. Diastasis recti. So how do we remediate that with an exercise that only targets these tiny little muscles all the way down here, or another exercise where you're contracting these large muscles over your stomach area, so the transverse, when it's really a whole body program. It's a whole body problem. And so it's really important that we address this with a program that addresses the entire support musculature in your entire body, your core and pelvic floor, and really gets these muscles working together again so that when you cough, when you sneeze, when you jump, when you run, they're really responding to pressure together. You're properly aligned. Everything is distributed as it should be. And that's a really important difference here to make. So you really want something like the reset, which is helping you create this co-activation of these musculatures instead of just spending all this time working on these tiny little muscles. Even if you gather the strength up, even if you do get stronger, you still don't get this communication and this reaction to pressure in your whole body because you're only working down here, and you can still be super tight and ill-aligned and have pressure distribution issues. So it's really important that we address the whole system. And a lot of my clients come to me and they say, oh, this makes so much sense. I'm so glad you explained this to me because I felt like there was something wrong with my whole body, and everybody keeps giving me treatments or keeps giving me exercises that just target this specific area. But my neck hurts and my shoulder hurts and my back hurts and my feet hurt. And I can't just have like specific exercises for every single part of my body. This is so amazing. Now I can just do like quick, super easy exercises and use my whole body at the same time. And that's what we want to do. Really involve the entire musculature to really repair these injuries. So I hope that made sense for you.